son Matchnet, quienes ya están acá con nosotros en cabina. Okay, welcome guys. So, if you're ready, let's start with the interview. Okay?
Very good.
Yeah. Okay, introduce yourselves for the audience and what is your name and what do you play in the band?
So my name is Marco and I play the bass y hablo un poquito español también.
Eso.
I'm Stavros. I sing and I play guitar and no habla any español.
No, está bien, está bien.
My name is Maxim and I'm the drummer.
Okay,
Nice.
thank you. And I would like to go back to the moment when the Dirty Sound Matchnet was formed. What led you to describe this band, and what do you find the sound of the band? Because you have many genres of music.
I think going back to when the band was created is a very long time ago. We know each other since we were teenagers, so we were babies playing rock music, right? But I think the sound of the band is defined by the passion we have for music. Is that before being musicians, we were passionate about music, listening to music all day, and we're like, listen to this, listen to this. So of course we listen to so many different influences that after a while they are in you. And we also define ourselves by having no limit, which was difficult at the beginning because you have no genre. So for commercial reasons, it's not good, but for artistic reasons, having no limits, it's great. So we are a rock band, but very open. So we can play funky, bluesy, progressive, and of course psychedelic. That's Dirty Sound Magnet, I would say.
Yeah, actually. And which one's influence? Personal or for
Influence number one, I have to say, which sounds maybe a bit easy, but influence number one for me, for example, is Led Zeppelin. When I heard Led Zeppelin, I was 15 years old. I heard it, I thought it was music by the gods. I was like, what's this? It's amazing. And then I saw the picture. It's humans. Okay. But what I like with Led Zeppelin is they are the band that also has these many genres, no limits. They can go, they have their own style, but very open. So very open in terms of tone, in terms of scales, in terms of genre.
Every song is different.
Yeah.
Every song is different, and that's something that nowadays disappear. Like you put a record from a band, and from the first song to the end, it's gonna be, you understand what it's gonna be about. So that influenced us a lot, I would say.
But of course, all the other great acts from the 60s, 70s, like the Beatles, the Stones, Jethro Tull,
Black Sabbath,
a lot of the English bands. Of course, the American Frank Zappa, the Doors also had a great influence on us. But what we like about the 60s, 70s is the spirit. The spirit, the fact that music is everything. Back then, there was something about music was culturally super strong. And there was no limit in creativity. And we took this spirit. We don't want to do the same music, but we keep the same spirit. It's that music is everything, and we are servants for the music.
So I have another question for you guys related with this. By the way, soy Roman.
Para todo el público que nos está escuchando aquí en Reactor 105, Román Tamayo también está con nosotros en cabina acompañando a la banda. Dirty Sound son una banda de Suiza, nos están acompañando. Les preguntábamos por ahí cómo describían a la banda, puesto que tienen una mezcla de muchos géneros musicales, cuáles eran sus influencias. Y pues por acá nos comentaban que lo importante es como estar abierto a escuchar un montón de música. Mencionaban bandas de los 70s, de los 60s, muy importantes. Y justo Román también les quiere hacer una pregunta importante.
Sí, related with this, it's one of my favorite bands is Toad. So from Switzerland. So
Really, you know this band?
Toad.
Of course,
Yeah,
Toad.
okay.
So
You know Mate and Toad. Congratulations.
yeah, I know. Yeah, it's a good. But can you tell us a little bit how was your local scene during the 60s, 70s? Because we don't have any clue in Mexico about those bands like Toad, for example. So if you can tell us in general words anything about how was that time.
we don't have a clue either, because you have to.
Crocodile.
Yeah, there is a few bands.
It was
but
not like in Germany. You know, in Germany they had krautrock, they had a lot of bands that made it a bit more like international. But yeah, we don't really know. Like if I think it was probably just a few, 1-2 bands, and there was not a lot of places where to play in Switzerland. So probably, yeah.
I think that what happened really in the history of rock music, rock music is now 70 years old, and it was basically the movement of the blues, the American blues, that the British guys that created the blues explosion, of course. And then this started to create a worldwide, or at least in the Western countries, like kind of a movement in rock music. So they started to play these bands. A lot happened in the UK and the US. So they sold the records elsewhere, but the scenes, and now also because you have a band, Vinum Sabati, and you know that for a scene to exist, you need venues, you need a lot of stuff. So it took a long time. So Switzerland, I think everything comes later. Everything comes much later.
Many years later.
Yes. And even if it's close, probably it was similar to Mexico. That it took a long time because Switzerland, there was no reason for it to develop. So it developed more in Germany, and you can see it. There's a real musical scene. There is a few exceptions, of course, but Switzerland is not known for psychedelic or for rock. It's known for metal. Yeah. Which makes sense because you're in the mountains and it's cold, so let's sing about dark stuff, So the Swiss bands that started develop is in the 80s. There was 2 bands really famous. It's Crocus and Gotthard. Yeah. They play hard rock. So type of harder. Crocus is known for AC/DC type of And then in the 90s, end of 80s, there is like Celtic Frost.
Yeah,
so
black metal,
Corona, and these bands that are metal. And there is one band from our city that's called Young Gods. They are very known in the underground scene, and they created what's called industrial rock. And they have actually influenced David Bowie. They have influenced U2 and bands like this. So they were actually a big influence, even if not a lot of people listened to them, but a big influence on other musicians. So the scene is very small. The country is very small, and the scene is small.
Wow.
So it is therefore super difficult for a band like us. You can imagine it's more or less like for a Mexican band, right? In Mexico, you have the advantage, at least there's a lot of people. But it's difficult to export because you don't have the facilities and you don't have the history of rock music. So it's similar, I would say. It's like a band from Russia. Maybe they are very good because they started playing and they were music fans, but it will be very difficult to export that music. So,
yeah, related with that, you have a really good point. It's usually the bands from US, Europe decide to play in the same place. Like, for example, some festivals like Radborn Desert Fest, because it's super easy, it's on that place. But you decide to cross the ocean to come to Mexico, and I would love to hear why you decide to come to Mexico after el corte.
Ok, vamos a ir a un corte. Estamos aquí en Reactor 105. Estamos platicando con Dirty Sound Manage. Ahorita estamos cotorreando con ellos. Regresando les vamos a contar un poco de lo que hemos charlado ahorita con ellos. Todo bastante interesante. Estamos de regreso aquí en Reactor 105 en ARF ARF. Si ustedes se vienen integrando a esta emisión, pues hoy tenemos cabina llena porque tenemos a Dirty Sound Matchnet aquí. Ya estábamos platicando con ellos sobre cómo inicia la banda, las influencias que tienen, la mezcla de géneros musicales que tienen, y después Román también les preguntaba algo más interesante que nos comentaban acerca del tipo de influencias que tienen, sobre las influencias locales, ¿no? Las influencias que tienen en Suiza y ¿cómo han percibido la música desde ahí?
Sí, es muy curioso. Hay una banda que les vamos a poner por acá la próxima semana que se llama Dove, por supuesto. Y es una banda, eso sorprende, ¿no? Que conocemos esa banda de los 70s, pero nos dicen que justo es muy similar a lo que pasó en México. El rock no llegó como en tiempo, no era un lugar, Suiza no era un lugar como privilegiado como lo era Alemania, Inglaterra quizás. Entonces, pues ha sido como muy difícil para ellos poder exportar como la música, ¿no? Las pocas bandas que hay, y dice que en este caso lo que ellos hacen es muy similar, ¿no? O sea, al no tener como este respaldo de eres Inglaterra o eres Alemania y tienes toda esta background musical, o esta escena detrás, pues justo ha sido como muy complicado. Y la pregunta que les hacía era, ¿por qué ellos hacen lo contrario a las bandas latinoamericanas, ¿no? Que quieren ir a Europa o a Estados Unidos? Ellos deciden cruzar el charco para venir acá, cuando en donde ellos viven pues tienen todos los festivales, ¿no? Entonces esa era la pregunta del millón. So yeah, let's back to the question. Why did you decide to cross the ocean to come here if you have all the biggest festivals there, like Radborn, like the Surface, Sonic Wave? Why?
Because we weren't invited. Well, that's the truth. It's that, we had to start somewhere. And usually, so what we did, in Switzerland, there is no scene. That's what I said. It's difficult. There is a lot of concert places, but there is no audience because, like you said, people are not listening to certain types of music in certain territories. So we were passionate about music. So we were playing every day for 10 years.
Jamming a lot.
Jamming, playing. And we were like, we have to practice more. Okay, now we are ready. What do we do? So wherever we could play, we would play. So we went to the UK. In the UK, we played, even if we could play in someone's toilet, we would play. We accepted any show.
And we did a lot of very crappy shows.
Yeah, you can play in your garden, we'll play. We will play here, we play anything, okay? And then came COVID. We started to play more shows, but we were outside of the scene. We weren't invited to the big festivals. We only played headline shows, no festivals, because we were not stoner. We were very different, experimental, a bit bluesy, a bit, as we said, very different, which was very difficult for people who play stoner. There were stoner bands, so we were not fitting into any scene. So we wanted to create our own scene. So we went to the UK, blah blah blah. Tour cancelled, COVID. Then we started to do live sessions. Then we started to record new music. COVID has ended. What do we do now? Whatever show we can do. Okay, we know one person in Mexico, and we start to see Spotify stats, and we see, hey, there's people listening to our music in Mexico. And
Mexico was coming at the top, very fast, and it was like, what's happening? What's happening?
Somehow we should go there, and we knew one person, a Swiss girl, Laura, who actually made a company here, where she wanted to become a booking agent. So she came here also. Out of nowhere, she came here and she said, I book you a tour. Wow. So she wrote to some venues. We came to this first tour. Some shows, of course, as you can expect, we arrived there. There is no sound system, nothing. So,
Mexico.
But you know what? It was okay. But some shows, very surprisingly, we arrived to Mexico City. We get out of the bus at 4 p.m. The show is at 11, organized by you. By our friend Antonio, who is here, RHP Productions, so also a big part of booking this current tour. So he booked this show in Mexico City, and we arrive at 4 p.m. and for the sound check. So 7 hours before the show, we get out of the car, and there is people saying my name. Hey, Stavros. Marco, they knew our names. Yeah. There was a lot of people there waiting for us.
I remember we went out of the backstage, and I was with Stavros. What are all those people doing here? They are like doing a queue, and it was like for the concert.
I thought there was a Metallica concert next to the venue. Who is all these people waiting for, And no, they were waiting for a concert. So it was sold-out show.
Sold-out show,
350 people.
At Bajo Eléctrico. Bajo circuito, yes.
So first ever, wow, amazing. So it was actually worth it. And what happened with this is we did the Mexico tour, and that opened the gates for Europe. Because we were already playing more shows because the music we recorded during COVID allowed us to have more exposure in general. Yeah. So we started to get more shows everywhere. And now right now it's a very interesting historical moment because we are playing here and people see it. We also made the documentary. So now all the European bands want to come to Mexico. So they are writing us, how do we go to Mexico? So a lot of bands. So now there is this crossover happening. So I hope also Mexican bands will come to Europe, and
That would be great,
the
yeah.
goal in
Yes.
all this, what is important, is that we live in a society where people spend most of their times on their phone, disconnected from one another.
Yeah.
And music is the language of love. Music is the language of peace. Music is the language we really need right now. And we are going from town to town to show people or share with people all this passion we had for all these years inside our rehearsal room, just the three of us playing with no opportunity whatsoever, but for the passion. And now we go from town to town and we revive this because it's dead. Rock music, this is the truth. It's dead, okay?
Yeah.
But there is people, radio stations, promoters, bands, and the audience. There is an audience, but some of them, they don't know it because there is so much electronic music, rap music, all created with computers. So you go to festivals and most people, they push play, and this is what happens. So now our idea is I think our battle somehow is bring back something that we think is very beautiful about people playing together, playing for people.
Sharing
and
emotion.
Emotions.
Yeah.
So,
Creating color through music.
and this
That's
is
very important.
what is maybe happening right now a little bit in this world where rock music wasn't
Especially
existing.
today, yeah, because there is no hope. It seems like everything is going super bad, but we still have music. We have hope. I think.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Beautiful words.
Vamos a hacer como un recuento un poco de lo que estamos platicando con ellos. Nos comentan como este enriquecimiento de este crossover que se hace entre la música de otros países, la música mexicana, las cosas que encuentran aquí en México.
Sí, y respecto a mi pregunta, creo que es muy peculiar el caso de Dirty Sound Magnet, porque al final de cuentas dicen que ellos vieron como las estadísticas de Spotify, ¿no? Había gente en México que los escuchaba bastante y ellos empezaban a tocar en todos lados, aceptaban cualquier show en Inglaterra, decían puedan tocar desde el lugar más horrible hasta quizás
El venue más grande.
el venue más grande, no estaban abiertos a todo. Y entonces llegó la pandemia. Cuando llegó la pandemia, pues
Cambió todo.
no podían ver, no podían tocar, no podían hacer muchas cosas, tuvieron que hacer sesiones, grabar música, ensayar todos los días. En algún momento retomaron la idea de México y dice que había una chica que empezó su booking aquí en México sin tener mucha idea. Y eso era algo muy, muy peculiar porque pues les ofreció una gira y es como un poco a ciegas y dijeron, sí, pues México, vamos, ¿no? Entonces dice que ellos estaban muy sorprendidos porque cuando llegaron a su show, que fue en el bajo circuito, llegaron muy temprano al venue y había gente esperándolos. Y ellos
7
estaban
horas antes de-
7
7
horas
horas.
antes. Y era como...
Todo el día
somos?
esperando el show.
Metallica o algo así. Entonces, pues eso es algo como muy sorprendente porque la mayoría de las bandas hacen como muy el camino al revés, ¿no? Trabajan todo lo local cuando son grandes, ya pueden venir a estos países latinoamericanos y es a través de un booking y pues ya tienen un fan base, ¿no? Y aquí es como el caso contrario, ¿no? Pero pues bueno, eso es un buen viaje y bueno, por otra parte también pone en contexto que la música pues es unión, ¿no? Se trata de amor, se trata de creatividad, en estos tiempos tan difíciles es un lenguaje universal que nos mantiene unidos y esa es la razón por la que ellos siguen tocando y por la que van a seguir tocando en cualquier lado donde los inviten y que gracias a lo que pasó en México han podido abrirse las puertas en otros lugares, entonces México es un lugar muy especial para ellos.
The last question is what expectations can your fans have before the shows in Mexico, and we can expect any surprise for these shows?
Always expect the unexpected. We will, of course, play the maximum. We always give every show, whatever there is, the room, even if there is not full, we'll always give the maximum. So we'll play, I think, every night 2 hours, 2 hours or more, and we'll play music from all our records. So we make no difference from one show to another. We always give the most of it. So to me, It's not a matter of where we are, on how many people there is. It's really about the energy in the moment with the people. So it's always going to be magical because we are there to celebrate music. So I really hope to have even more people than last time. And there is reason for that because we also invited 2 bands, one Mexican band, it's called Little Swine. They will play the first 5 shows from the first show Saltillo until Guadalajara. And from that moment until Mexico City, we have Mother's Cake. Mother's Cake are from Austria, and they also have already a fan base all over the world. So I think there's Mexican people who would be super happy to see them. It's a great band, great psychedelic band, and I think it will just be great events all together. Every night, 2-3 hours of music. We can't wait to see Mexican people again, and I hope there will be new people so we can spread the message even more. And we very much feel it's the 3rd tour already. We very much feel at home a bit. So you want to add something, Marco?
Just the date and the location of the place. So, el lugar, el Eche de Exis, sí, muy difícil de pronunciar.
Hendrix Bar.
Sí, Hendrix Bar, el 4 de mayo es el domingo de la próxima semana y los esperamos todos.
Okay, thank you. It's wonderful. Thank you guys for coming to the ARF ARF radio show and radio Reactor 105 radio station. See you later. And
Thank you so much, guys. Have a great tour. And you're very always welcome here in Reactor. And this is your home.
Thank you.
Gracias.
Muchas
Vamos,
gracias.
vamos a un corte y regresamos. Están escuchando Reactor 105.
ARF ARF.